Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Hamza and I'm an incoming medical student starting medical school this June, so in less than a month. So now that I'm on the other side and have gone through all of the pre-med shenanigans, I wanted to make a video for you guys on what you really need to be doing this summer before you start your pre-med and college journey. Now, we all know that the pre-med journey can be very challenging at times, so I'm going to be creating a lot more videos like these in conjunction with those that I've already created to really help you guys set you up for success during these 4 years of college. So if that sounds like your vibe, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of those videos. Now, this video is going to cover my top 4 recommendations of what you should be working on and accomplishing the summer before you actually begin college. Okay, so my first tip is to create a 4-year blueprint for what classes you're going to be wanting to take each semester. First off, you want to kind of pick up what major or minor you want to be pursuing. So for example, if you want to do biology or English or a social science, find that out and then look online on your course catalog all the courses that you need to take for your major. What you see on the screen right now is basically my courses that I plan for each semester and the order that I chose to take them in. So feel free to, follow this if you want to. This is for biology. Now here is one of my biggest tips. You might be saying, okay, Hamza, like my school literally already provides me a 4-year schedule and I'm just gonna follow that for each semester. I would highly recommend you don't do that, because a lot of the times what these schedules show is they put a lot of your easier classes freshman year and then distribute your hard and core classes during your junior year. And this is really bad because this is also the time when a lot of you are going to be taking the MCAT. So trying to take your hardest classes while taking one of the hardest exams you're going to take in your life is just a recipe for a disaster, in my opinion. So what I would really try to do is see if you can place some of your harder classes like physics or some upper level biology classes within your freshman fall and freshman spring semesters. And this is going to allow you to have more time in your junior year to study for the MCAT or also just plan for your AMCAS application. And if you guys are wondering, should I be taking classes right now this summer before I even start college through my institution? I would advise against that, just because the pre-med majors that you can choose is very fluid. You could major in biology but also English or social science, as I mentioned, and so you might end up changing your major once you actually start college. So I wouldn't really recommend starting to take any classes right now. All right, now for my second tip. What you need to be doing is you need to familiarize yourself with the AMCAS application. Now, why is this important already? Because when you apply to medical school, you are going to list activities and extracurriculars that you have been involved in throughout your 4 years in undergrad, or 3 years if you're not choosing to take a gap year. And basically, schools and medical admissions committees are looking for certain categories that they want you to be involved with. And if you're wondering what these 6 categories are, make sure to check this link and video, because I literally lay out all of the 6 things and extracurriculars that you need on your application. So give that a watch if you don't know what to get involved with. But the reason it's important to start familiarizing yourself with the application and what you want to get involved with on campus is because, for example, if you want to do research, you know that during your first semester, networking with mentors and faculty is going to be super important. So maybe you can start a research project in the end of your freshman or beginning of sophomore year. Or if you want to get involved in a club, then maybe after a year during your sophomore year, you could even become the president or just hold a leadership position in that club. So planning ahead is going to be really important to understanding what you want to get involved with and when. Alright, now my third tip is shadowing and clinical experience. So what you can start doing in regards to shadowing is just shadowing a variety of different doctors and specialties. And doing that the summer before you start your pre-med journey is really going to show medical schools that you knew early on that you wanted to get involved in medicine, and you kind of took the courage to start getting involved and seeing what doctors really do on a day-to-day basis. And as you continue shadowing throughout your 4 years of being a pre-med, you can accumulate a lot of hours and also just experience and understanding why you really want to pursue medicine and if it's right for you. Regarding clinical experience, you can gain certifications if you'd like, for example, to work as an EMT or also a medical assistant. Now, I went the medical assistant route and I have a bunch of different videos on how to become a medical assistant, but for a brief overview, what you need to do is get a accredited course by the NHA, the National Health Career Association, finish that course, and then sit for the exam and pass the exam. Now, once you pass the exam, you're free to work as a medical assistant. So this is why I say it's so important over the summer to do that course, which can take a month to 2 months, and then pass the exam so that once you actually begin college, you can start working part-time during the school year as a medical assistant. And my last and fourth tip that I have for you guys is probably obvious, but I wanted to reiterate: plan when you want to take the MCAT. Obviously, if you're not wanting to take a gap year and just matriculate right after undergrad, you would have to take the MCAT by the summer of your junior year, because that is when you're going to be applying to medical schools. Now, once you start your pre-med journey, I would be under the impression that you don't want to take a gap year, because in this way, you'll get more motivated to get all these experiences under your belt and get involved with things on campus that you want to be involved with and just keep up your GPA. Now, if this gets really tough and you feel like I need to take 1 or 2 gap years, that is totally fine, and in fact, what a majority of pre-meds applying to medical school actually do. Now, with all of this said, make sure that you don't sacrifice getting a good score on your MCAT or maintaining a good GPA in place of doing a bunch of different extracurriculars. Because although these extracurriculars can really be beneficial, they're more used as a tool to kind of differentiate candidates and see which students align better with that medical school's mission. But the GPA and MCAT are kind of standards that admissions committees look for, unfortunately, so doing well on them is definitely important. So to summarize everything up, make sure you use this summer wisely. Now, definitely spend time with your family or friends, whatever you want to do, but make sure that you're planning this 4-year blueprint so that once college starts, you're not playing catch up. Now, remember, with all this said, your MCAT and GPA are important, but ultimately, they aren't everything. Planning early really gives you that space to spread out your workload so that you're able to be a well-rounded candidate once you actually apply for medical school. But future doctors, you've got this. So if you found this video helpful, make sure to give it a like and subscribe so you don't miss any other videos. And make sure to leave a comment down below on what you're planning to work on this summer. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!